Alrighty, so this is just going to be a short, quick, simple video of how to install these Airlift load lifter 7500s. So far, all I've done is assemble the actual airbag. This should be pretty straightforward. If you can't do this, you might not want to try putting them in. But so I got my passenger side here, driver side here. That's how the bottoms are mounted. And that's where I have them set at now. So there's that. And then next, I just popped out the bumpers. That guy right there, with a little screwdriver. I just went on in here, stuck her up in there. Alright, next we're going to go ahead and take off. What's a good view? Okay, there we go. That guy right there. On both sides, it's going to be a 13 mil. And that's what holds both the brake line and the ABS wire. Just a little bracket. We're going to take it off and relocate it in a little bit. So, again, this guy, and then that guy over there. Alrighty, and then next we have to push the tabs in on this bigger harness. There's one tab in the front and one tab on the back, and you just push both of them in and you pull it down. We're gonna move that guy out of the way. Alright, so here's a better look at it. One tab on the back is right there and one tab on the front, and I just get some needle nose and push them in together and then push them down. So get that guy out of the way for now. Alrighty, so this is our driver's side. We're gonna go ahead and go in air fitting facing up and towards the inside of the frame. And it might be a little bit bulky to get in there, but and then we're gonna go ahead and line it up with these 3 holes, those guys right there. So there we go. Alrighty, so this driver's side, I think is gonna be a little more complicated than the passenger side, because you have to come in from the opposite side of the diff, snake it through the brake lines right here, and kind of stab it in. So you got to stab it through with the bottom coming in first, and then it'll kind of slide into its home. And then of course, you know, make sure your brake line is lined up and stuff. But yeah, you can't really squeeze it through right here between the spare and the shock and all this crap. So coming from the other side over the drive shaft, in between the brake lines, and yeah, you'll get her in there. Just a little bit of a squeeze. Alright, so this side was a little more complicated, this passenger side. So you're gonna have to remove the shock, which is a 21 and another 21 nut on the side. And I went ahead and actually took off the hanger for the exhaust, just to get some more room, because you gotta be able to squeeze it in between these two, and you have to move the shock out of the way to get it through. So yeah, that's this passenger side. Take off the shock. I took off the hanger just to sway that some more. And then you have to compress the bag and squeeze it up in there. And I also had to, so you had to remove the 113 over here, but I also took off this 13 just so I could wiggle all this around, because I was hitting the bracket over here. So yeah, that kind of helped. Alrighty, then you're gonna go ahead and slap on these tabs here, right side and the left side. That guy there. Alrighty, and then we're gonna go ahead and put our carriage bolt through the top of your main lower bracket here, and our little bracket that we attach our ABS harness to is gonna sit up just like that. Just like that. Alrighty, so we got a bolt on to clamp that bracket holding the ABS harness and our bolt together, and then it comes through and we put our long bracket there, and we got our other carriage bolt through this side here, and then we have to try to put this whole bracket center in between both the shock mount and the U-bolts here. So, and then same for the other side. Alrighty, so we got our brackets tightened down relatively center in between the U-bolts and the shock mount, and they should be torqued down to 14 foot-pounds. Alrighty, don't make the mistake I did. Use the bolt and washer that they provide. Don't put the old one back in because it is way too long. So that's when reattaching your bracket here. Alrighty, so then we're gonna pop out this, where are we? This clip right here. And then this L bolt is gonna slide in there, rotate down, just like that. And this is the driver's side. Alrighty, so then our next step was to, don't forget your washer on the top of this eye. And when you rotate the L bolt to put this guy in, when you go to put the L bolt in, don't forget to put this straight bolt in. And don't forget your washer on top. You're gonna have to lift up the, put tension back on the suspension. So you're gonna have to, I've got a jack under the pumpkin right there, so that the these bolts will reach through the bags. And then once you get that guy through, and on the other side, that guy through, you're gonna go ahead and get your U-bolts and put them around the bumper, where the bumper was, and go ahead and tap it through the bracket, thread on the nuts, and then leave them loose for now. So that's the gist of it right there. Alrighty, next was running our lines. So they went ahead and supplied us with one hold line and two Schrader valves. So we have to cut the line in half. This is on the passenger side. I went over the frame and kind of routed it away from the exhaust. You do not want that line being burned. The driver's side just went on the frame over there and towards the back. So you can see the hose barely right there, kind of coming over, and we'll zip tie it all, make sure it's not touching anything and rubbing. And then I routed them to the back right here. So, and then we're gonna go ahead and put 10 pounds of pressure in the system. Put full load on the suspension, and then tighten up the top U-bolt, with the L bracket and the straight bolt, and then the actual U-bolt that went over that bumper holder. And then yeah, we're good to go. I'm gonna install the controller tomorrow, and but they can take it home today and cruise on it with the 10 pounds in it. So and that's it. Tighten these 4 bolts on this side, 4 bolts on that side, 4 nuts rather, and should be good.